O hidden life, O hidden life, vibrant in every atom. O hidden light, shining in every creature. O hidden love, embracing all in oneness. May each who feels himself as one with thee know he is also one with every other. So, welcome everybody. And today we are going to do the concluding part of Appendix 2 and a very small Appendix 3. We really look forward to today's portions. We've been learning a lot about what is permanent in this universe, what is that thing which doesn't change. So those we learned. We also learned what the higher the spiritual parts of the higher seven and the lower seven which of the cosmos and of the human. We learned so many things in these letters. So looking forward to Vibhaji's concluding part. Welcome, Vibhaji.
Namaste to all. Thank you, Vimalji, for this recapping of the study which we are doing on this Appendix 2 of Mahatma letters. And now we have come to almost the last part, the ending part of this Mahatma letters. Today we will complete Appendix 2 and we will also go through Appendix 3, which is a very short letter. So before we begin, I will just quickly recap what we did in the previous session. We were discussing the question number 23. In that question, the pupil, they were seeking clarification about the passive unmanifest state of the universe. So in question number 23, that to the third part, there are three parts in answer to 23. So in the third part, the concept of chaos and Mahabardo, that was discussed. Mahabardo is when the entire universe goes into pralay. But even when it is into pralay, this eternal motion is inherent, even in that homogeneous state. And it is by that law, by the law of that eternal motion, the different centers of activity, they come into being within that chaos, meaning differentiation starts happening at different centers of activity. And they form into these countless solar systems, which are evolving. Then Mahatma Ji also confirmed that when any individual solar system, it goes into pralay or it becomes passive, it goes into chaos, then the planetaries, they are aware of it. Okay. And the student or the AP Sinnet or AO Hume, they also mentioned that the adepts have the capacity to form, to create forms out of cosmic matter. So you see the narrative, how it is building. Here, the students who were putting questions to the master and master was answering them, they have shared their idea with the master, building this narrative that the planetaries, they know when another solar system is dissolved, and the adepts, they know and they can build forms out of cosmic matter. So this is hinting at a possibility of intelligences which are exterior, which are external to a solar system and can build the solar system. Because planetaries know when solar system is dissolved and adepts know and they can build forms out of cosmic matter. It means it is a possibility that intelligences external to a solar system can build it. So this is where this narrative of the ideas being shared by Sinnet and Hume was taking them. Okay, but what is the truth which Mahatma Ji explains that the eternal inherent motion in the cosmic, in the primordial cosmic matter, which is there, which is inherent even during the state of pralay. It is responsible for this alteration of activity and passivity. This activity and passivity, which happens periodically, it is the law inherent in the universe. And therefore, what the student has mentioned, he thinks that a footnote from the Mahatma Ji is required. A footnote is required to clarify that this is due to the inherent law of the universe and not due to some extra cosmic intelligence. But Mahatma Ji says that there is not a single being or object who can evolve and develop outside that inherent law. So this includes the adepts and planetaries. Even they are subject to the cyclic law of evolution. But the Western minds, the Western scientists, they were always in protest against this doctrine of evolution. So that is where we left off last time. And now I will share the slides and then we can continue from that point. So this is where we stopped. The doctrine of evolution is an eternal protest. This was slide 30. Moving on to the next slide, 31. So now Mahatma Ji is explaining what is meant by evolution. So it is not that some planetary who knows that the solar system has gone into pralay and is able to build out of the cosmic matter a new solar system. That is not what is creation. Creation is a evolutionary process. And Mahatma Ji says evolution means unfolding of the evolute from the involute, a process of gradual growth. Now, what do we understand by evolution from our theosophical studies, the teachings given in theosophy? What this means is that whatever gets involved, only that actually unfolds, gradually evolves. Okay, and it is the spirit which becomes involved in matter during the descending arc of the cycle. In evolution, it's a cyclic process. Descending arc is involution and ascending arc is called evolution. So during the descending arc, it is the spirit which becomes involved in matter. And this results in obscuring or limiting the qualities or attributes of the spirit. And what do we term as these? What do we call these attributes or qualities? Some of them which include life, knowledge, power, the presence of the spirit. Okay, all these are aspects or attributes of the spirit. So they become obscure or limited when the spirit descends into matter. So this is happening due to coverings of the matter because spirit is becoming involved in matter. Now, when the cycle reaches the lowest point, that is the densest matter, then begins the ascending arc, whereby the matter starts spiritualizing. That means delimiting, gradually removing the limits which were put on life, knowledge, power, and the presence of spirit. They had become limited. So now these limits are being removed. So spirit actually never changed. It is immutable. It only got covered during involution and now it is being revealed during evolution. So these attributes, they start showing more and more. During involution, spirit descends and it becomes involved in matter right up to the stage of rocks, minerals, that is hard physical matter. And then the evolution begins. So evolution is this upward journey of unfolding the potential or the attributes of spirit, which are already inherent in matter because of that involution. Okay? So only that which involved, it is now evolving. This inherent spirit in every particle of matter, that is what theosophy calls the divine seed. That divine seed, it sprouts, it grows, and it blossoms, passing from the mineral to the plant, to the animal, and to the human kingdoms and beyond. So the spirit in physical matter or in minerals, as we said, it was revealed as conscious life or pran in the plant kingdom. So mineral to plant. In mineral, it is physical matter. And it is revealed, that spirit is revealed as conscious life, which we call pran, the vital principle, the astral plane in plants. Astral planes are known to only touch apex. Their apex only touches the astral plane. Then further from plant kingdom, the spirit is revealed further in the animal kingdom as the lower mental capability, lower manas. So lower mental capability in animals. There, this spirit, it is expressed as desire, instinct, or calm manas. Now then in the next higher, it is revealed in man as the higher mental capability. So it is the same spirit which is moving from one kingdom to the next higher kingdom, or rather it is called the monad. Because spirit is abstract atma. So only in conjunction with buddhi, it is evolving. And therefore, it is in Theosophic teachings, it is termed as the monad, moving through plant kingdom to animal kingdom to human kingdom. And in human kingdom, the spirit is expressed as the higher mental capability. It is the self-consciousness. It is the buddhi manas. And at present, man is still caught in this vicious circle of the lower manas. So there he still has to evolve. There is a lot of evolution, potential evolution, which has to unfold. Now, higher than the human kingdom, the spirit will stand revealed more and more as this evolutionary cycle, it ascends from the human kingdom to the superhuman kingdom and then to the kingdom of gods. What it means is currently we are using this mind consciousness, the mind is becoming active. When the human kingdom is ascended, there will be the supermind consciousness, something which transcends the mind, a consciousness which is transcending the mind. So that is buddhi, buddhic level. And further than that, there will be the truth consciousness, which is supreme bliss. So these levels of consciousness are yet to be revealed. They are the inherent aspects of the spirit. Now, this is the real meaning of evolution. Nothing is being created, only that which was involved. It is gradually getting evolved. And Mahatma Ji says, so continuing further on the slide, the only thing that could have possibly been spontaneously created is cosmic matter. Primordium with us means not only primogenitorship, but eternalism. So, primordium, it means the earliest stage. Earliest stage is the cosmic matter. Okay. Then the matter differentiates and all the lower planes and the forms are created. So primordium is the earliest stage, which is cosmic matter. And primogenitorship, it means, the literal term means that uh, inheritance of property, that the eldest son, he will inherit all of his father's property. That was a kind of tradition or a rule. So Mahatma Ji is saying that primordium with us means not only primogenitorship but eternalism. What Mahatma Ji means that this cosmic matter, which is the earliest development, this cosmic matter, it is spontaneously created from Moola Prakriti. And therefore, it inherits everything from Moola Prakriti. Just like the elder son inherits everything from the father. So same way, this cosmic matter, which is nothing but Mool Prakriti. It is spontaneously emanated from Mool Prakriti. So it will inherit everything from Mool Prakriti, including eternalism, because Mool Prakriti is eternal. So now we understand why cosmic matter is said to be eternal. Okay. And then Mahatma Ji is further saying the same thing. For matter is eternal, and one of the Hlundhab, not Kn, a cause itself, the result of some primary cause. Hlundhab, it's a Tibetan term which means eternal or enlightened. So matter itself is eternal. It is eternal or something eternal which has, which is the sum total of knowledge. So it is, that is why enlightened. Matter is not a cause. It is not a Kn, because cause is, it is itself a result of some primary cause. Were it so, meaning if matter was not eternal, but if matter was the result of some other primary cause, then at the end of every Mahapralay, when the whole cosmos moves into collective perfection, meaning everything goes back to its source, and every atom, what you call primordial, and we eternal, emanates from itself a still finer atom. So when matter moves into the state of pralay, it will emanate from itself a still finer atom. Every individual atom containing in itself the actual potentiality of evoluting milliards of worlds. An atom has each atom. So this is the highest stage of primordial cosmic atom. primordial cosmic matter. Every atom of that matter, it is capable of evoluting millions and millions of worlds, and each world is more perfect and more ethereal than the previous world. So then how is it that there is no sign of such an intelligence outside the self-governed universe? So this whole narrative, I said, it was moving or hinting towards having a extra cosmic intelligence which creates the solar system. But that is not the case. All these atoms, when they move to their state of pralay or state of homogeneity, they are themselves capable of creating a higher world. Okay. So there is no question of an intelligence outside the self-governed universe. And only if matter was not eternal, then only there would be the need for an extra cosmic intelligence. But such is not the case, and Mahatma Ji says he does not wish to lose time over such talks because that is not the case. Now the pupil continues the question. He says the period of passivity ends. The night of mind ceases. Night meaning pralay. The solar system awakes and re-emerges into manifestation and existence, and everything throughout it is once more as it was when the night set in. Though a period inconceivable to human mind has passed, it has passed but as a sound, dreamless sleep. The law of activity comes again into operation. So after the pralay, the universe again comes into operation. The center of evolution resumes its works, meaning the solar systems, they re-emerge. And the fount of being commences. So evolution is termed as being. And when it is in the state of pralay, then the universe, it is in the state of non-being. Okay, so now the being commences. The pupil says, I conclude this must be so, or otherwise the matter ejected from the vortex or central point would find none in a differentiated state from which to acquire its own impulse or differentiation. So this is the state when the cosmos or the universe re-emerges from the state of pralay and begins its differentiation from the point where it left off in the previous cycle. So Mahatma Ji answers, when the hour strikes, the cosmic atom already in a differentiated state remains status quo, as well as globes and everything else in the process of formation. Therefore, you have seized the idea, meaning whatever you have said, it is correct. When the hour strikes, meaning at the time of pralay, then everything, whatever is in differentiated state, it will remain, it will retain that level. Let us understand this by an analogy. See, pralay here, it is referred to as the night of the mind. So, night meaning sleeping, sleep state. So, we can consider this as the sleep state of the divine mind because universe is a projection or a divine thought. So, it's a projection of the divine mind or the divine thought. So, when we say night of the mind, it means the divine mind is in the sleep state. Now, consider human mind. When we go to sleep, is our physical body destroyed? No, right? It remains in an inactive state. And the moment our sleep is over, the physical body will resume its activity from where it left off. So exactly like that. See, universe is the body of the divine. So when the night of the universal mind commences, then the physical universe is inactive. It is the body of the divine. So it is inactive. It is not destroyed. And when the night is over, that means the universal mind awakens. Then the physical universe, it comes back into activity and evolution from where it left off. So always by an analogy, the things become more clearer to us. Next, the pupil shares a long idea about creation and dissolution and asks whether the highest planetaries are also absorbed in the dissolution of the solar system or not. So the pupil says, in the still passive portion of the universe in which and interpenetrated by which hangs the remanifested solar system, meaning the passive portion of the universe is in the state of pralay. And within this state of pralay, wherever those centers of activity have come into formation, there the solar systems have started remanifesting. Okay. Now, so it's like a background screen, which is the homogeneous matter, the state of pralay. And in that, there are so many centers of activity, which are the active solar systems. So these solar systems, they have remanifested. And in that non-being is the state of pralay, where subsists the eternal mechanical motion. That eternal mechanical motion is in the homogeneous state of pralay. Its uncreated cause. A vortex is formed, which in its ceaseless rotation perpetually ejects into the polarized, active, manifested conscious universe the unpolarized, passive, unmanifested, and unconscious universal element. That is cosmic matter. Sorry. So here basically, this process of emanation of an active solar system from the passive, unmanifested cosmic matter that is being described. You can call it motion, cosmic matter, duration, or space. For it is all these and yet one. This, that means the cosmic matter, the universe, manifested and unmanifested. And there is nothing else in the universe. So this is Sinnet's or Hume's idea, okay, that whether the universe is manifested or unmanifested, it is nothing, just that cosmic matter, which is passive when unmanifest and it is active when manifest. So there is nothing but this cosmic matter. But the moment it passes out of activity or non-being into activity or being. Sorry. See, passivity means it is in the state of pralay. So that is non-being. But it passes out from that state, meaning it commences manifestation. So it comes into activity, which is termed as being. Then it begins to change its state and starts differentiating. So there are 7 differentiations of matter, the 7 planes. And it comes from contact with what had formerly changed. And so the eternal wheel rolls on. So this process of going into passivity, coming into activity, differentiating, this eternal wheel rolls on. The effect of today becoming the cause of tomorrow forever and ever. Okay. The cause which is today, it will become the effect, and that effect will become the new cause of tomorrow. Further, the student says, but it must ever be remembered that the non-being, that is the passive, is the eternal, the real. The being, that is the active, the transitory, and the unreal. So being is what we see, the phenomenal planes. It is unreal. And the real is, that is passive. It is the eternal. For longer or shorter, as its career may be according to the impulses it receives, sooner or later, the manifested disintegrates into the unmanifest and being fades into non-being. This is the cyclic motion. This is how the cycles of universe manifest one after the other. It receives an impulse, which is the first cause, and according to it, the universe unfolds. And once it reaches its goal, once that cycle of evolution is complete, the universal cycle, then it goes back, it fades into non-being. And then after a similar duration, again, it will come into manifestation. So this is correct so far as the theosophical teaching is concerned. But now the question is, what about the highest planetaries? they surely do not return into non-being, but pass on to higher or at any rate different solar systems. So this is the question which was there in the mind of pupil. And the master answers that the highest state of nirvana is the highest state of non-being. There comes a time when the whole infinitude sleeps or rests, when all is re-immersed in the one eternal and uncreated sum of all, the sum of the latent unconscious potentiality. So what Mahatma Ji is saying that all, meaning even the highest planetaries, they are re-immersed in the one eternal when the time comes at the end of the universal cycle. So that is the time of the highest nirvana. Everything, including the highest planetaries, they will be re-immersed in that eternal. So let us understand what is meant by this nirvana. He's saying at the time of the highest nirvana. See, nirvana means the state of absolute existence, absolute consciousness. And into that absolute, the ego of the man is dissolved after the body dies, and he does not have to take birth again. But that is true only for the man who has attained the highest degree of perfection, okay, the highest degree of holiness. So if he has attained that during his lifetime, then after death, he will be free from this cycle of rebirth. So his ego is said to have attained nirvana. Okay. And the highest state of nirvana is reached by the human monad at the end of the great cycle. This is mentioned in the Secret Doctrine, Volume 1. So, the state which is attained by the human monad at the end of the great cycle, that is at the end of the age of Brahma. So, Brahma here is the third logos. Okay, it is not Brahma. Brahma is the absolute. Brahma meaning the third logos. And we speak about the days and nights of Brahma. That is the solar Manvantar. But when we speak of the age of Brahma, that is the universal Manvantar, the universal cycle. So that is called the paranirvanic stage, the state of absolute non-being. The human monad also are absorbed or dissolved in that eternal or the absolute. So this is equivalent to the state of being or beingness. Now, what the secret doctrine mentions about that, I will just briefly speak about it. It says that in this state, meaning in the state of the highest nirvana, not only material and psychical bodies, but even the spiritual egos are reduced to their original principle. Spiritual ego is the monad. Okay. In other words, everything will be merged in Brahma or the divine unity, including the highest planetaries. So there is no doubt that even the highest planetaries are reabsorbed into the eternal divine unity. The pupil then asks, it has been stated that a differentiation of the primordial element is the basis of the manifested universe, and we must now consider the 7 different principles that constitute and govern that universe, or in other words, the 7 different states or conditions in which this element exists in it. Okay? The septenary principles of the universe. So Mahatma Ji is saying that there is no finite or primordial design, but only in conjunction with organized matter. Organized matter, that is the physical matter, the differentiated matter. Unorganized matter, if you remember in the beginning of this appendix, it was described as chaos or the cosmic matter, that is unorganized matter. Physical matter is the organized matter. So only when the matter has been differentiated and this organized matter is there, then we can speak about that primordial design. So only in conjunction with organized matter, not in conjunction with cosmic matter. So design is KN. KN meant cause. I request you all to please mute your mic. So design is called KN. KN was a cause arising from a primary one. which means that manifestation, it is a differentiation due to a chain of cause and effect. Okay? The effect becomes the cause of the next lower effect, and there being only one root cause, which is called the causeless cause. So a chain of cause and effect from the root cause, that is how the universe emanates or manifests. Now the latent design, Mahatma Ji is saying that the latent design exists from the eternity in the one unborn eternal atom or the central point, which is everywhere and nowhere, called our most secret incommunicable name given at the initiation to the highest adepts. So this eternal atom which Mahatma Ji is mentioning, or the central point, it is the cosmic matter. This idea was also discussed in the previous sessions, that what is this eternal atom or the central point? It is cosmic matter which is same as eternal Mool Prakriti. Cosmic matter, the firstborn sun, inherits everything from Mool Prakriti. So that is the central point. And that name, it is incommunicable. Mahatma Ji cannot give it. It is given out only to the highest adepts at their initiation of the highest adepts. He says, so I can give you the 6 names of the principles of our solar system, but have to withhold the rest and even the name of the 7th. Call it the unknown and explain why. Okay, principles of our solar system. So we know the septenary principles, they are the principles of man. But the principles of the universe, the universal principles, their names are not given. Okay. And he says that it has to be withheld. The 7th name has to be withheld. It is not given to anyone. He says that a damsi. Now, damsi is again, it's a Tibetan term, which is the equivalent of the term which we call as a Brahmin. Okay. Brahmin, that means a person who knows Brahma. Brahmin is a person who knows Brahma. So, such a person who's self-realized because he knows Brahman. So, he will also not give you the name of the, even the crown of the Akash. Now, Akash is the 5th cosmic element. So, crown of Akash means source of Akash. The source of that cosmic element, Akash. He will not give you even that. Okay. But will speak of the 6 primary forces in nature represented by the astral light. So what Mahatma Ji was saying, see, principles of the solar system, but he has to withhold. He can give you 6 names, but he has to withhold the 7th name. And he's saying that even an enlightened person, he will not even give you the name, which is the source of Akash. And he will speak only about 6 primary forces in nature. So understand one thing, which we discussed in the beginning, that the cosmic atom or the cosmic matter, the primordial cosmic matter, it becomes 7 atoms on the plane of matter. The same cosmic atom, it becomes 7 rays on the plane of spirit, and the same cosmic atom or the primordial cosmic matter, it becomes the 7 creative forces of nature. So there is just the one element, you can call it cosmic atom or the cosmic matter. It is becoming 7 on plane of matter, plane of spirit, and also as force of nature. So septenary. At each of these 7 levels, all of these 3, that is matter, spirit, and the force. So at all 7 levels, all of these 3 are correlated. The spirit, force, and matter, or we can say consciousness, energy, substance. They are correlated and they exist on all 7 levels. And Mahatma Ji has revealed to us only a fraction of the knowledge. He's saying, I have given you only those 6 principles of the, I can give you only those names. I cannot give you the 7th. And any other Brahmin will not even give you the name, what is the source of Akash. And he will speak only of forces. So these things, they are highly esoteric secrets. It's a very high esoteric knowledge. And Mahatma Ji says, I will give you the principles by and by. Study this well first. The planes of matter, the seven rays, the seven forces. This is all hidden knowledge, occult knowledge. And it will be revealed to those who can make themselves worthy and deserving of it. So we have to evolve ourselves to make ourselves worthy and deserving of that knowledge. And therefore, Mahatmaji says, it will be revealed, it will be given by and by. Study this well first, what is already given. So with this, we complete this LBS Appendix 2. And this book about Mahatma letters to AP Sinnet, that is also completed. No, I'm sorry, there is one more, LBS Appendix 3. So there is one more very short appendix, this LBS Appendix 3. And this is the end of the book. It's just this one slide, which we will now complete. It says that in this is a note which appeared on the margin of a newspaper clipping, and the note was written by Mahatma KH. So that is why it is considered Mahatma letter, because that note was written by Mahatma KH. And this note appears on the margin of a newspaper cutting about the healing powers of H.S. Olcott to AP Sinnet. This note was sent to AP Sinnet. It says, this is all done through the power of a lock of hair sent by our beloved younger Chauhan to H.S. Olcott. I pray you, friend, to show this to the bitter opponents of your society. KH. This comment in KH's handwriting appears on the margin of the newspaper cutting. This has been mentioned by the editor of these Mahatma letters. Now, what is this newspaper cutting? It is referring to the Indian Mirror. The Indian Mirror was the newspaper being published at that time in Calcutta. And this paper was of 1st March 1883. So this news article which was published in that newspaper about the healing powers of Colonel Olcott. We know that Colonel Olcott practiced healing through mesmerism. So through this curative power of mesmerism, he had cured the epileptic condition, epilepsy. A 12-year-old boy, he would suffer from epilepsy, and he had cured that condition. That boy, he was the son of the deputy magistrate in Calcutta. And at that time, there was no treatment for epilepsy. So this cure, which Colonel Olcott effected on that boy, that was witnessed by several eminent members of the society over multiple sittings. Multiple sittings took place, and so many eminent members of the society, they witnessed it. Not Theosophical Society, general members of the Calcutta Society at then. So those people and the boy's grandfather was Babu Suraj Kumar Besak. They wrote to the editor of this newspaper, the Indian Mirror, to acknowledge Colonel Olcott's healing powers. Because Colonel Olcott, he did not accept any money or any material gain for his healing, which he gave. So they wanted to felicitate and acknowledge his treatment given to that boy, his healing powers. So they sent this news item to the newspaper. And in that, the boy's grandfather, Babu Suraj Kumar, he wrote towards the end of that article in the newspaper, it is a joy to me that a European gentleman like Colonel Olcott should be showing our countrymen the beauty of the Aryan system, and our duty to revere our yogis and munis. This is what Bapu Suraj Kumar had written in that newspaper. Now, having read that newspaper clipping along with this above note, which was written by Mahatma KH in the margin, he sent it to AP Sinnet so that Sinnet could show it to those skeptic people, the skeptic members of the Theosophical Society who did not believe in the occult wisdom and who opposed the Theosophical Society. Here there were people from Calcutta who were acknowledging these powers, the healing powers. And there were skeptics who did not believe in this wisdom. So that is why Mahatma KH told Sinnet, you can show him this. The healing power by Colonel Olcott, it was due to the power of a lock of hair, which was sent to him by a younger Chauhan. And it was used as a talisman by Colonel Olcott. Okay. So that is what this Appendix 3 is all about. And this is the end of our book, The Mahatma Letters to AP Sinnet. So we stop here and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vibha ji. So now I welcome Dr. Shushma ji for the Hindi translation.
थैंक यू विभा जी, थैंक यू विमल जी। विभा जी ने इतने कठिन लेटर को इतनी सरलता से हम लोगों को समझाया है, इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और आज इस महात्मा लेटर्स के सेकेंड अपेंडिक्स का चौथा भाग प्रस्तुत कर रही हूँ, इसका हिंदी अनुवाद। और क्वेश्चन नंबर 23 जो है ब्रह्मांड के विकास से संबंधित है और मास्टर इनका उत्तर देते हैं। मास्टर कहते हैं कि विकास का सिद्धांत एक शाश्वत विरोध है। विकास का वास्तविक अर्थ अंतर्वलित यानी इनवॉल्यूट से क्रमिक विकास इवोल्यूट का प्रगटीकरण होता है, अर्थात एक क्रमिक विकास की प्रक्रिया है। एकमात्र तथ्य जो संभवतः स्वतः स्फूर्त यानी स्पॉन्टेनियसली से निर्मित हो सकता है वह है ब्रह्मांडीय पदार्थ। और हमारे लिए आदिम यानी प्रीमोर्डियम होने का अर्थ केवल ज्येष्ठता या अग्रज होना नहीं है, यानी प्राइमोजेनिटरशिप नहीं है, बल्कि इटर्निटी या शाश्वतवाद भी है। क्योंकि पदार्थ शाश्वत है तथा ल्यून धुब जो तिब्बती शब्द है, ल्यून धुब यानी सेल्फ एग्जिस्टिंग में से ही एक है, न कि केल जो एक कारण है जो स्वयं किसी एक शाश्वत कारण का परिणाम है। यदि ऐसा होता तो प्रत्येक महाप्रलय के अंत में जब संपूर्ण ब्रह्मांड सामूहिक पूर्णता की ओर अग्रसर होता यानी कलेक्टिव परफेक्शन की ओर अग्रसर होता और प्रत्येक परमाणु जिसे तुम आदि प्रीमोडियल और हम उसे शाश्वत इटर्नल कहते हैं, उस समय स्वयं से एक और भी सूक्ष्म परमाणु उत्सर्जित करता यानी इमिनेट करता। प्रत्येक व्यक्तिगत परमाणु यानी इंडिविजुअल एटम अपने आप में अरबों संसार के विकास की वास्तविक क्षमता को समाहित करता है, जिनमें से प्रत्येक अधिक परिपूर्ण और अधिक अलौकिक और अति सूक्ष्म यानी इथीरियल है। ऐसा कैसे है कि स्वशासित ब्रह्मांड के बाहर ऐसे बुद्धि का कोई संकेत नहीं है। आप एक अंतिम परिकल्पना करें, यह अनंत यानी इन्फिनिटम तक विभाजित है। वह फरारी यानी एक्सकॉन्डिटो में छिपा रहता है और हम जिस तार्किक निष्कर्ष पर पहुंचते हैं वह यह है कि ध्यानी चौहान का अनंत मन जानता है कि न उत्पन्न परमाणु किसी भी चेतन या अचेतन क्रिया में असमर्थ है जब तक कि उन्हें उनसे बौद्धिक प्रेरणा न मिले। इसलिए आपका ईश्वर अंधे पदार्थ से बेहतर नहीं है जो कभी भी अंधे शाश्वत बल या नियम द्वारा संचालित होता है, जो कि वह पदार्थ या ईश्वर या शायद यही है। खैर, हम ऐसी बातों पर अपना समय बर्बाद न करेंगे, मास्टर ऐसा कहते हैं। फिर शिष्य प्रश्न जारी रखते हैं और प्रश्न के माध्यम से वो अपनी अवधारणा व्यक्त करते हैं। शिष्य कहते हैं, निष्क्रियता का काल समाप्त होता है और मन की रात्रि समाप्त होती है। सौर मंडल जागृत होता है और पुनः अभिव्यक्ति यानी री इमर्जेस और अस्तित्व में आ जाता है और इसमें सब कुछ पुनः वैसा ही हो जाता है जैसा कि रात्रि के समय था। यद्यपि मानव मन के लिए यह समझ से परे का काल बीत चुका है। ये एक गहरी और स्वप्नहीन निद्रा की तरह ही बीता है। क्रियाशीलता का नियम पुनः क्रियाशील हो जाता है। विकास का केंद्र अपना कार्य पुनः प्रारंभ कर देता है। अस्तित्व का स्रोत पुनः प्रवाहित होने लगता है। फिर शिष्य अपने प्रश्न को कंटिन्यू करते हैं। वास्तव में वो प्रश्न के माध्यम से अपने विचार व्यक्त करते हैं। वो कहते हैं, मैं निष्कर्ष निकालता हूं कि ऐसा ही होना चाहिए, अन्यथा भंवर यानी वॉर्टेक्स या केंद्रीय बिंदु से निष्कासित पदार्थ को कोई भी विभेदित या डिफरेंशिएटेड अवस्था नहीं मिलेगी जहां से वह अपना आवेग यानी इम्पल्स या विभेदन प्राप्त कर सके। गुरुदेव इसका उत्तर देते हैं। वो कहते हैं, जब समय आता है तो ब्रह्मांडीय परमाणु जो पहले से ही विभेदित अवस्था में यानी डिफरेंशिएटेड स्टेट में है, वे यथास्थिति यानी स्टेटस को में रहते हैं। साथ ही ग्लोब और निर्माण की प्रक्रिया में अन्य वस्तुएं भी यथास्थिति रहती हैं। अतः आपके इस विचार को शिष्य से पूछते हैं, अतः आपने इस विचार को समझ लिया है। फिर शिष्य प्रश्न करते हैं, ब्रह्मांड के उस काल में यानी ये प्रलय के काल में निश्चल निष्क्रिय भाग में जिसमें और जिसके द्वारा अंतः प्रवेशित यानी इंटरपेनिट्रेटेड होकर पुनः प्रकट होता है, रीमैनिफेस्ट होता है, और यह सौर मंडल लटका हुआ है, उस असत में यानी नॉन बीइंग में जहाँ शाश्वत यांत्रिक बल है, वहां उसका अनिर्मित कारण यानी अनक्रिएटेड कॉज विद्यमान है। एक भंवर निर्मित होता है और अपने निरंतर पूर्णन में निरंतर ध्रुवीकृत यानी पोलराइज्ड एक्टिव मैनिफेस्टेड में सक्रिय चेतन ब्रह्मांड तथा अध्रुवीकृत निष्क्रिय अव्यक्त अनपोलराइज्ड पैसिव अनमैनिफेस्टेड स्थिति में रहता है और अचेतन सार्वभौमिक तत्व में विलीन होता रहता है। इसे गतीय ब्रह्मांडीय पदार्थ अवधि या स्थान कहें, क्योंकि यह सब है और फिर भी एक है। यह ब्रह्मांड अभिव्यक्त और अप्रकट है और ब्रह्मांड में इसके अलावा कुछ भी नहीं है। किंतु जिस क्षण यह निष्क्रियता यानी नॉन बीइंग से क्रियाशीलता या बीइंग में प्रवेश करता है, वो अपनी अवस्था को बदलता है और पूर्व में परिवर्तित हुई चीजों से अलग होना शुरू कर देता है और इस प्रकार शाश्वत चक्र इटर्नल व्हील जो है वो रोल करता रहता है। आज का प्रभाव सदा सदा के लिए कल का कारण बन जाता है। लेकिन यह सदैव याद रखना चाहिए कि निष्क्रिय असत यानी नॉन बीइंग की शाश्वत एवं वास्तविक है एवं सत्ता यानी बीइंग ही सक्रिय क्षणभंगुर और अवास्तविक है। प्राप्त आवेगों के अनुसार यानी इम्पल्सेस के अनुसार इसका इसका यानी सत्ता का जीवन कितना भी लंबा या छोटा हो, किंतु वह जल्दी या देर से व्यक्त तो अव्यक्त में विलीन हो ही जाता है और अस्तित्व लुप्त होकर अस्तित्वहीनता में बदल जाता है, नॉन बीइंग में बदल जाता है। लेकिन उच्चतम ग्रहों के विषय में क्या है, वे निश्चित रूप से अस्तित्वहीनता में वापस नहीं लौटते, बल्कि उच्चतर या कम से कम भिन्न सौर मंडलों में चले जाते हैं। तो गुरुदेव इसका उत्तर देते हैं कि निर्वाण की उच्चतम अवस्था अस्तित्वहीनता की सर्वोच्च अवस्था है, यानी नॉन बीइंग की सर्वोच्च अवस्था है। एक समय आता है जब संपूर्ण अनंतता यानी इनफाइनाइट्यूड सो जाती है या विश्राम करती है। सब कुछ एक शाश्वत एक अनिर्मित योग में पुनः लीन हो जाता है। वह अव्यक्त अचेतन क्षमता का यानी लेटेंट अनकॉन्शियस पोटेंशियलिटी का योग है। शिष्य फिर कहते हैं, यह कहा गया है कि आदि तत्व का विभेदन ही व्यक्त ब्रह्मांड का आधार है, यानी प्रीमोडियल डिफरेंशिएशन ही व्यक्त ब्रह्मांड का आधार है। और अब हम इसे 7 विभिन्न सिद्धांतों पर हमें विचार करना चाहिए जो इस ब्रह्मांड का निर्माण और संचालन करते हैं। दूसरे शब्दों में उन 7 विभिन्न अवस्थाओं या स्थितियों पर विचार करना चाहिए जिसमें वह तत्व विद्यमान रहते हैं। फिर गुरुदेव उक्त अवधारणा के संबंध में फिर गुरुदेव उत्तर देते हैं कि कोई भी परिमित यानी फाइनाइट और आदि प्रीमोडियल रचना नहीं है, बल्कि संगठित पदार्थ के साथ संयोजन में है। वह संरचना केन है, यानी एक प्राथमिक कारण से उत्पन्न होने वाला कारण। यह अव्यक्त रचना अनंत काल से एक अजन्मा शाश्वत परमाणु है। यह उस केंद्रीय बिंदु में विद्यमान है जो सर्वत्र है और कहीं भी नहीं। सर्वोच्च सिद्धों को दीक्षा के समय दिया गया हमारा सबसे गुप्त अव्यक्त नाम है, ऐसा कहा जाता है। इसलिए मैं आपको हमारे सौर मंडल के सिद्धांत के 6 नाम दे सकता हूँ, लेकिन शेष एवं 7वें का नाम मुझे व्यक्त नहीं करना है। इसे हम अज्ञात कहें और व्याख्या करें, ऐसा क्यों है। एक दम जी यानी ब्रह्मन, प्रकृति की प्राथमिक शक्तियां जो सूक्ष्म प्रकाश यानी एस्ट्रल लाइट, जिसको ऑड कहा गया है, ओडी ऑड, द्वारा प्रदर्शित होती है। मैं तुम्हें आकाश के मुकुट का नाम भी बता सकता हूँ, लेकिन बाद में इन सिद्धांतों के बारे में बात करूंगा। मास्टर शिष्य से कहते हैं, पहले आप इस विषय का अच्छी तरह से अध्ययन करें। ये अपेंडिक्स 2 का 4th भाग समाप्त होता है। अब परिशिष्ट 3 यानी अपेंडिक्स 3 का एक छोटा सा नोट है। यह नोट एच.एस. ऑलकॉट की उपचारात्मक शक्तियों के हीलिंग पावर के संबंध में है, जो एक अखबार के मार्जिन पर छपा था। और इसमें लिखा है, इस एपी सेनेट को लिखते हैं मास्टर के.एच. कि ये सब हमारे प्रिय छोटे चौहान द्वारा एच.एस. को भेजे गए बालों के गुच्छे की शक्ति से संभव हुआ है। मैं आपसे प्रार्थना करता हूँ, मास्टर के.एच. कहते हैं, कि आप इसे अपने समाज के उन कट्टर विरोधियों को दिखाएं। मैं ऐसा चाहता हूँ। धन्यवाद। समाप्त होता है यहीं पर।
Thank you so much, Sushma ji. Thank you, Vibha ji. So we finished this very complicated set of question and answers. And you know what I have understood, like there are many times our intellect is not just in a state to grasp all of these things somehow with all our life's problems. But attending the program has a magnetizing effect, and definitely over time, some of the things start seeping in. So even if one just hears it, and like some of the eternal truths are there in this, which we can always good reminders for us, even if we don't understand all the details. So now we can open up for any questions or additions from all the participants.
Not any questions coming forth.
Yeah, as expected.
Yeah. Now, in this last part, I just wanted to mention that the process of evolution that needs to be understood very nicely, very properly, correctly. What is involved, only that evolves. Okay.
What is involved, only that evolves.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is the spirit which gets involved in matter, the involution, and it is the spirit or the aspects, attributes of spirit which are evolving or becoming more and more expressed during evolution. So we are at this stage in the human kingdom where this evolution has reached till now. That needs to be understood. And what is the potential where it can reach in the future? That is what needs to be seen. Because that happens through the cycle of nature, the evolutionary cycle of nature. But man is able to take his progress in his own hands and speed up his evolution. So if you understand this process of involution and evolution, what got involved and what is going to evolve, then you can speed up your own evolution. And therefore, it is very important.
Very interesting.
Any other questions?
हेलो।
नमस्ते कंचन जी।
नमस्ते, कैसे हैं? नमस्ते विमल जी। विभा जी, आप इतना इन डेप्थ एक्सप्लेन करते हैं ना कि यू गिव फूड फॉर माइंड।
थैंक यू।
तो इमीडिएटली बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन होते हुए भी नहीं आते, क्योंकि सम और मेनी टाइम्स आई हैव सीन आपका लेक्चर दोबारा सुनो तो वो सारे आंसर मिल जाते हैं।
थैंक यू।
ओनली थिंग इज व्हेन यू से व्हाट इज इन्वॉल्व इज इवॉल्व, जैसा भी आपने एक्सप्लेन किया। So only spirit is an evolved? No, matter.
The matter spiritualizes.
Matter spiritualizes, then only it involves. Because alone matter, alone spirit. Both cannot do, I mean, both have to coexist for
Correct.
any involution or evolution. And ultimately, in the evolution, the matter will be nullified, sort of. Not exactly nullified, I should say. only the spirit evolves. Am I correct?
I'm getting
What
your
happens
ideas.
what happens to the force in between? See, there is spirit, there is matter, there is force, right? There are three things.
Mhm.
And a combination of three only uh, can create the movement or anything. Because for any movement, that force is also needed. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. So when this last line you said, so involution is spirit and matter with the help of the force.
The force is inherent in spirit.
Oh,
Force is what? We
okay.
say Shakti, right? What is spirit?
Okay.
Shiv. Shakti is inherent in Shiv. The force is
Yes.
inherent in the consciousness. When the matter is covering the consciousness, that force is getting limited. Instead of
Yeah.
being all powerful, it has become very limited. The
Opulent,
power is not
sort of.
expressed. Okay. So
Hmm.
it is an involution or a differentiation of matter.
Hmm. Hmm.
The
Hmm.
coverings of matter are becoming denser, thicker, right? Mental to astral to physical. But as the consciousness is able to express itself, not only from physical matter, it is able to express itself at the astral plane, that is plant kingdom. It is able to express itself from the lower mental matter, animal kingdom, and higher mental matter, which is human kingdom. So you see, more and more of the powers of consciousness are expressed. Now it is able to express itself as life. Mineral, we say, we can't perceive the livingness of a stone, but we can perceive life in plant. So that
Plants,
life,
yes.
that is also an attribute of the one life is attribute of spirit
Hmm.
or an
Hmm.
aspect of spirit. So it is revealed. It is not dead in the mineral. If there is no dead matter, but it is not revealed to us. Life stands revealed only in the plant kingdom and the higher kingdoms. Then next attribute, the mental capacity that stands revealed in the animal kingdom. But what is the mental level of an animal? What is the mental level of a human? You see the difference? So more and more of the force stands revealed as you go to the higher levels of matter. That means matter is becoming more and more subtle. That is the meaning of matter is being spiritualized. The powers of the spirit are being revealed. Evolution.
Actually, like the word force, what Kanchanji has used, usually we use the word energy, not force, and the energy or the fohat. And what is interesting in our literature is that that energy, that fohat is called an intelligent force. How do you understand that? What is an intelligent force? We
Right.
have thought of force as a mechanical thing, but it's not a mechanical thing, this energy. It has an intelligence.
Right.
That is also something to think.
So if when we see on the physical plane, whatever force, the action of any force or energy, it appears very mechanical. That is why we have physical science. It's all physical force. We cannot see any intelligence behind the working of the electricity in our bulbs. We cannot see any, intelligence in any kind of mechanical energy which is produced through a arrangement of levers or pulleys, right? So on the physical plane, we cannot see that intelligence. But again, as you go to the higher planes, the forces which are acting, what are those forces? They are basically intelligent beings whom we call the celestial beings, the devas. They are nothing but a intelligent functioning of a force, and each is assigned its own function and the requisite energy to execute that function. Right? So see, that is the whole machinery of this universe. It is a self-functioning mechanism. Through these intelligent forces, they will do their part. They know what is to be done. What has been called as the Dhyani Chauhans, the planetaries. Okay, so they are also all forces. They are intelligent forces. A planetary is an
Okay.
intelligence. It is an intelligent being, and it has that force. It governs the entire planet or the entire system, the globe to which it is. It is the regent of that system, right? So each intelligence has its energy through which it carries out its function on that plane. So that plane is the substance or the matter. So consciousness, energy, substance at every level.
Thank you. Nice. Thank you. Okay, so we'll end. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Vibha ji. It was a pleasure to hear you the last 1 month. And thank you, Sushma ji, also for the lovely translation. So thank you, everybody, for joining. And let's all close together. Asatuma Satkamai, Tamasoma Jyotirkam, Mrityorma Amritam Kamai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnam Evam Vasishyate. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Vimalji.